Hello and welcome to our daily current affairs video program. Despite India's ambitious trade goals, women's participation in high-value trade jobs remains strikingly low. Today, we'll delve into the multifaceted barriers and comprehensive solutions to this pressing issue. Let's begin by examining the intricate barriers that hinder women's participation in high-value trade jobs. First is the educational and skills gap. Gender disparities in education and training significantly limit women's capacity to engage in higher-value opportunities within the trade industry. To bridge this gap, India must undertake comprehensive educational reforms, ensuring equal access to quality education for women. Secondly, gender wage gap. In manufacturing sectors, women face significant wage disparities, discouraging them from pursuing careers in these industries. To motivate women to participate in high-value trade roles, it is essential to address this wage gap, promoting equal pay for equal work. Third, challenges in port areas. Many high-value trade jobs demand work in remote and isolated port areas with irregular hours, limited connectivity, and safety concerns. To create a conducive environment for women in these industries, substantial investment in infrastructure is imperative. This includes improved transportation options and enhanced security measures. Fourth, socio-cultural barriers. Societal restrictions on women's movements, disproportionate unpaid work, and caregiving responsibilities hinder their involvement in trade. Overcoming these barriers requires comprehensive awareness campaigns, cultural sensitization initiatives, and support systems to encourage women's participation. Now let's explore the multifaceted barriers faced by women-owned businesses in the trade sector. First and foremost is the working capital requirements. High working capital demands pose a significant challenge for women-owned businesses, particularly in sectors facing higher tariffs on inputs. Addressing this barrier necessitates providing access to affordable financing and implementing targeted support programs, enabling women entrepreneurs to scale their businesses effectively. Next is the regulatory and compliance challenges. Navigating complex trade regulations, export quality standards, logistics, and customs processes is disproportionately challenging for female traders. To ease this operational burden, it's crucial to simplify trade procedures, provide specialized training, and streamline compliance processes for women. Thirdly, the digital gender divide. As trade interactions and documentation transition to digital platforms, improving women's digital literacy and reducing the digital gender gap is paramount. Tailored digital literacy programs and greater access to technology can bridge this divide, empowering women in trade. When we have problems, it's imperative that we find solutions to those problems. So what are the comprehensive solutions to address these multifaceted barriers? First, we need gender-responsive trade policy. India's trade policies must integrate gender and include gender-specific measures informed by comprehensive gender-disaggregated data. These measures will identify specific areas that require attention to promote women's participation in trade. Secondly, gender-focused research. Conducting dedicated research focused on gender issues in various trade sectors can inform policy decisions comprehensively. Research findings should drive the development of targeted interventions tailored to specific trade challenges faced by women. We need fair wages. Ensuring fair and livable wages in women-intensive industries is crucial. Advocating for gender pay equality and implementing mechanisms to enforce it is essential to motivate women to engage actively in trade. Also, there is a requirement of multilateral initiatives. Leveraging multilateral initiatives such as the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, Quad, and India's G20 presidency can promote gender equality in trade. Collaborative efforts at regional and international levels will reinforce gender-inclusive trade practices. Representation of women should be increased, including the voices of women stakeholders in trade associations and government consultations is vital. This representation will inform domestic reforms and capacity-building projects, making the trade ecosystem more inclusive. Reworking on FTA negotiations, emphasizing gender mainstreaming in free trade agreements is essential. Following the example of the UK-India FTA's Trade and Gender Equality chapter, prioritize eliminating gender-based barriers to trade in future agreements. Promoting gender inclusivity in India's trade ecosystem is a matter of both economic growth and a commitment to gender equality and social justice. Through concerted efforts and the implementation of gender-responsive policies that address educational, economic, cultural, and digital challenges, India can bridge the gender gap in trade. This inclusive approach will not only contribute to economic prosperity, but also empower women to become active participants in the trade industry, advancing both gender equality and national economic goals. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us in this discussion. Together, we can create a more inclusive and prosperous future for India's trade industry. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more comprehensive insights and solutions to pressing issues.